Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to demo to you the Wave API functionality. This functionality is really cool because it allows you to authenticate users over your API. You can then easily create a mobile app from your software as a service. So this functionality is really cool, really flexible, and easy to use. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo and I'll show you how all this works. Okay, so let me show you some of this API awesomeness. So here I am at my dashboard and I'm going to go to my settings, and then over here I have API keys. So you can see I already have two API keys created, and let's go ahead and create a new one. So I will just call this API key awesome and click on create new key. And then I can edit the name of the key, I can delete it, or I can view the API key. So I'm going to use this API key to authenticate myself against the API, and then I'll be able to hit a bunch of the endpoints for my application. So the app that I'm going to use is called Insomnia, and this is a free application that you can download as well. And I do have a repo containing all of these endpoints that you can then load into the application. So here we have Wave Authentication, and we have this API token that hits /API/token. And what I can do is I can pass my key to this route. And once I do that, I then have an access token that I can then use to hit any endpoint. And you can see here I have some sample endpoints, which is browse, post, read, edit, add, and delete. So if you're not familiar with the Voyager Bread system, I would recommend heading on over to laravelvoyager.com and reading up about it. Basically what it does is it allows you to browse, read, edit, add, or delete any content on your site. And then based on the user permission, you can allow them access to any of those actions. So a particular user might be able to browse and read posts, but they can't edit, add, or delete. So let's go ahead and try and hit a few of these endpoints. So using my access token, I will then pass that as a bearer token and make a get request to /API/posts. And if you don't understand a lot of this, I will have this all documented as well. It'll be thoroughly documented, and you can also ask questions in the forums if it still is not clear. So then we can go here to read a particular post. So we can read a post with an ID of 5. And you can see now that I can view that post. So let me go ahead and restrict access. Let's say that the user that I'm logged in as, let's say that I do not have access to browse posts. So if I go to roles and I'm logged in as an admin user, let me go down here and say that this user cannot browse posts. So now if I try and go to the browse posts route and I click on send, I'm going to get an unauthorized 403 forbidden. And this is because obviously I don't have access to browse posts because I just took those privileges away. So if I go back in to admin, add that permission again, then sure enough, I will be able to hit that route. So this is really cool because using the access token, we can then access any data from our application through these API endpoints. So based on the user permission, then that user can browse, read, edit, add, or delete any content on your site. And you being the site owner, you're the one who gets to allow which particular users get permissions to access these routes. So there is another way to authenticate users. So we just authenticated the user with an API token or an API key. But what we can also do is we can just do a simple login by passing the email and the password. So say that you are creating a mobile app, you'll probably want your users to log in with their email and password. So let's go ahead and do that by doing a post route to /API/login. So I'm going to go ahead and pass my email and my password to this route. And if I click on send, then sure enough, I get an access token. And this access token is going to be very similar to the way that we just showed you how you can pass it to the browse, read, edit, add, or delete from the bearer token. So if I were to pass that, then it is going to act exactly the same as we did when we authenticated with the API key. So in addition to the login route, we also have register. So users can register through your API, they can log out, and they can also refresh their token. So typically whenever you log in, you get an access token, and this access token has a very short life. So by default, it has and expires in 60 minutes. So after 60 minutes, you will then possibly try and send the access token to the server the server will say, no, this access token has expired, and then you will need to make a post to this refresh route to gain a new access token. So that is the Wave API in a nutshell. It allows you to authenticate users with their email and password or an API key. And then based on the user permissions, they can then browse, read, edit, add, or delete any content on your site using your API. So I hope you're excited about this feature, and I hope you're excited for the release. I just got done finishing up a few last bits of the main functionality, and I will be then testing and working on some of the other themes through the next couple months. And I hope to get this out to you very soon. But until next time, I will talk to you in a future video.